What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. In this video, I'm just gonna sight in my 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, and I just got it back from the custom shop. They added these custom night sights to the 500. Look at that beautiful front sight there. And this was done by Tool Tech Gun Sight out of Michigan. And I'm gonna do a full review of these sights here, but these are tritium night sights, and they actually have a ghost ring. I don't know if you guys could see the ghost ring in the rear. So this is really cool. I've never shot a ghost ring on a pistol before, so that's going to be really cool to do some practice shooting with this setup here. And so I'm just going to be sighting in my pistol today with these new sights, and they are tritium. They're not glowing right now because it's daylight, but at nighttime they glow green. So the reason why I got these new sights for this gun is this is a dangerous game gun, you know, for self-defense against dangerous animals. And, you know, a lot of dangerous animals are active at dark or dusk. So you want to be able to use your sights when it's dark outside, you know, because if, let's say, you're camping or you're hiking and it's getting dark out, you need to be able to use your sights if you're in bear country. So that's why I got these tritium sights, but I'll do a full review of these sights in a separate video. I just want to show you guys how I sight this in. And we're just going to be sighting in at 10 yards. And so let's see what happens here, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with this ammo for sighting in. This is Underwood ammo, 440 grain hard cast at 1625 feet per second. Absolutely massive load here. Look at this monstrous cartridge. And I'm going to use this first, and then once I get closer to zero, I'm going to use my buffalo bore ammo. The reason I'm using the Underwood first is the Underwood is a little bit cheaper, so I want to use my cheaper ammo first when I'm sighting in rather than using the more expensive stuff. So I'm going to use this to get close to where I need to be, and then once I'm close to where I need to be, I'll finalize my zero with my buffalo bore 440 grain hard cast. This is my primary bear defense load. It's the buffalo bore 440 grain hard cast, traveling at 1625 feet per second. So this is pretty much the same thing as the buffalo bore, but for some reason the buffalo bore penetrates a little bit better than the Underwood. I'm not sure why. It could be the shape of the bullet. I don't know. The shape of the nose is a little bit different on the buffalo bore, but so I've done penetration tests with the buffalo bore 440 grain hard cast, and it penetrated through 8 2x10s. Okay, 8 2x10s. That's a lot of penetration. That's, you know, 12 inches of wood. So that's the best penetrating 500 Magnum load that I've tested so far. And if you want to watch some of those tests, I'll put a link up above. I've tested pretty much every factory available bear load you could imagine. I've tested all the buffalo bore bear loads. I've tested the Underwood and grizzly bear loads. I've tested hard casts. I've tested the Lehigh Defense monometals. And out of all the ones I tested, the buffalo bore 440 grain hard cast penetrates the best out of all of them. So that's my bear load of choice for big black bears and grizzly bears when I travel to the west or Alaska. Okay, so I'm just using this rear bag here to steady my pistol when I'm sighting in, and the distance is 10 yards. All right, you don't want to sight in your pistol too far because the front sight is thick, so it covers up a lot of the target. right guys, so first 3 shots, pretty good. This was the first one, second, and third. Okay, so we're about 3 inches high and 1 inch to the left, so I gotta lower my rear sight a little bit, and I gotta turn it, I gotta let it go to the right a little bit to make up for that. So let's make some adjustments and see if we can get right on target. All right guys, so the way that I make this adjustment is I need to lower the rear sight, okay, because I was shooting high, so I have to lower the rear sight. All right, so the key with sighting in is that you always move the rear sight in the direction you want the point of impact to go. So we want the bullets to go down and to the right, so I got to move the rear sight down and to the right. Okay, so what I did was, there's a little screw here on the top, and I turned the screw clockwise about 10 clicks, and that lowers the sight down lower. And so let's see what kind of impact we get after making this adjustment. If it's too much, then we'll back off a little bit, and that should get us right where we need to go. So let's see what happens, guys. All right guys, so I took another 3 shots after making that initial adjustment of 10 clicks down, and you can see the point of impact went down just a little bit. This was my first shot, hit the same hole as the last string. It hit the same hole basically. So that was the first shot, was right there, second shot right there, and then third shot there. I think this shot was just shooter error, but you can see pretty much we went down about 2 inches. So I'm gonna go down a few more clicks. Maybe I'll go down 5 clicks or so. So it looks like we're shooting about 1 inch to the left. So, all right, so I'm gonna come down 5 and let's see what happens. All right guys, so now we're gonna make our next adjustment. We're gonna use the screw right here. We're gonna turn it clockwise to get this thing to lower a little bit more. So we'll go 5 clicks this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and let's see what happens now. All right guys, so I turned the rear sight down a few clicks, 5 more clicks, and we're gonna take another 2, maybe 3 shots. And one important thing to remember when you're sighting in a gun, no matter what kind of gun it is, whether it's a rifle or a handgun or a shotgun, always want to make sure that you let the barrel cool down and you don't take too many shots without letting the barrel cool, okay? The reason why is when the barrel starts to warm up, you're going to get flyers. And flyers are just, you're not going to get that tight group. You're going to have some shots that go off, and you're going to be wondering, oh, how come I'm not getting the point of impact where I want it to be. And that's because you're not letting the barrel cool down and you're chasing flyers. You're shooting these bad groups because the barrel's too hot, and you're trying to chase these flyers, and you're going to go through a lot of ammo and waste a lot of ammo that way. So let your barrel cool down. You always want to let the barrel cool. When you make adjustments, like I just did now, you want to let the barrel cool completely so it's cold to the touch before you make your second string to double check the point of impact. So just wanted to give you guys that little tip there. Alright guys, just wanted to show you the third string of shots that I took. First adjustment, I went down 10 clicks. Second adjustment, I went down 5 clicks. And it looks like we're pretty much right where we need to be. My first shot actually hit right up here again in the same area for some reason. And the second shot was right here. So as you can see, we're pretty much, almost perfect here. And you have to remember it's a pistol, so it's not a precision gun, so you don't want to spend a whole day trying to get, exactly perfect groups, because there's a lot of margin of error with a pistol. But you generally want, obviously, your point of impact to be where your point of aim is. But you can see we're still an inch to the left. That seems to be the common theme here. So this was the first grouping here. Second grouping was over here, and now the third grouping down in this area. But we're about an inch to the left, so we gotta move our sight so this way we get our impact right in the middle here. So I'm gonna do that right now. Alright guys, so now we're gonna adjust the rear sight, and like I said, you always move the rear sight in the direction you want the bullets to go. So if you want the bullets to go down, you move it down. If you want them to go to the right, you move it to the right. Okay, so we already went down. Our elevation is good. Now we just got to deal with our windage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this screw right here. I don't know if you guys could see this flathead screw here. And I'm just going to make a few turns to get the sight to go to the right a little bit. I'm going to go 5 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so let's see what happens. I'm going to take a few more shots and hopefully we'll be right where we need to be. Alright guys, so I made that adjustment, and what I actually did was, it was getting a little too busy over here, so I was aiming down right here, and look at where my point of impact was. I was aiming right in this area here, and it looks like I'm about a ½ inch to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 or 2 more shots for confirmation, just to make sure that this is in fact true. And if I need to make another adjustment, I'll just do a very fine adjustment, maybe 1 click to the right, a little bit more to the right, and but it looks pretty good. So let's see what happens, guys. All right, guys, I took another confirmation shot. Looks pretty good. Little bit low and a little bit to the left. Similar to this one. As you can see, this is still a little bit to the left. So I'm going to move the sight a little bit more to the right and maybe just a touch up, and we'll see what happens. So let's see. All right, guys, so I made just one very minor adjustment. I moved the sight one click to the right and one click up. So maybe that'll get us perfectly where we need to be. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to take another shot. All right, guys, so I took another shot and looks like we're pretty close. We went up just a little bit. I took one shot here. I was aiming in this area, and another shot here. So we're right where we need to be. Could go a little bit more to the right, but it might be okay the way it is. I'm gonna take a few more shots just to double check. But looks pretty good. So thanks for watching, guys, and this is how you sight in a pistol, specifically a 500 Magnum. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 P's: prepare, practice, and persevere.